Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here again. My name is Acrillus. This is DreamLeague Season 11, aka the Stockholm Major. We are here to observe Game 3. Surprisingly enough, between Evil Geniuses and King Gaming. I I'm surprised by the both teams in the series, but we'll get right into it. Obviously, since we're the best three, both teams have taken a win off of each other. I'd say King Gaming has looked more convincing over this series as a team. Whereas Evil Geniuses, I think, is severely lacking in some aspects. Most notably, any form of split push, as well as they haven't really implemented much of like a difference in strategy or team composition. Um, I think overall in this game, sorry, let me refresh this so we can see the bans. But the I think EG has just given us so much split push potential and just like gone for straight for aggression, and they didn't really build their team cup in a way that would have like worked well in a snowball type game. But we'll see the bans come out. Typical pretty much from both sides. The Viper ban for mid, Oracle ban for support on the side of Key Gaming. Evil Geniuses opting to take the Lone Druid. Pretty comfortable flex pick for a lot of players out of the mix. And the mid Razor pick, obviously, which can also in some cases be flexed to safe lane since not too. I mean, we've been in the meta where like it's possible to have a couple different options for safe lane now, other than just simple hard carries like Phantom Assassin and the like. But seen a Razor safe lane a couple of times with like a Medusa mid, but you do need like that DPS like kind of like a troll mid or a Medusa mid, something else that like puts out that right click to have a Razor safe carry or safe lane. But it's usually much than just like tricking people with your rotation. So King Gaming gonna deliberate a little bit on their next ban as they ban out the Ursa. Turns out to be too strong of a pick apparently for King Gaming. Though I do believe it was pretty manageable last game, I'd say. I mean, no, it's pretty dangerous in the earlier parts of the game. Like if they had ran an Ursa comp with an improved team composition that had like elements of split push and like better picks than an Underlord mid, then I think they would have done a lot better there. I think if EG want to win this game, and if they want to continue working the same strategy they have, as King Gaming get the Coddle 3 games in a row, fifth position Dark really just diversifying his hero pool here. You, I don't like that. When a hero plays a character 3 games in a row, or when a person plays a hero 3 games in a row, it's just why? You have to get bored at some point. And like I guess it's okay, and you're you're confident with it. But like, is it really that important to get the Coddles to early? Like, are you just denying it from EG at this point, or do you really, really, really want it? Because I've seen Wisps hit like good amount of times. They've been pretty good in the fights for like a fight disruption, but things like a Doom will be pretty effective. A lot more effective than the Coddle. That was the opposing lane opponents are picked for this Coddle here. Gonna be that position 3 Doom most likely, as well as that most likely position for Dark Willow, being a pretty good hero for crit overall. Him being very proficient with the hero itself. Probably one of the most skilled players with that hero, I'd say. Uh, but yeah, that's going to be the off lane against the Coddle safe lane. We're probably expecting to see position 4 pick here potentially to supplement the safe lane. Or King Gaming might go off the rails and pick something else. Potentially, I think the easiest thing to pick right now is probably your safe lane. Because you know what it's going up against, and you can pick something that like can sort of deal with it as a tiny pick comes out, so it's going to be that position 4, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah, just being more on the safe side for KG here. Not really sure what they want to go with yet on the safe lane pick, but sure enough that they do want a tiny here. Um, I don't know how good the tiny pick has been this series. Speaking of which, it also has been picked, I think, 3 games in a row, if I remember correctly, which I also don't like. But Kaka's really cool, and he's good at it, so. I don't know if I like the tiny pick. I've seen it just make differences in the early game skirmishes, but other than that, it's just been like your substitute for like blinking and jumping on someone and stunning them immediately. Like that can be done with like multiple different heroes. And it should be like it's good that Tiny has a lot of early game burst, and that's really cool. Like a level 3 where you can get like a really good like solid 500 damage combo in, but I just don't see it working very well in the late game the way that Kaka's been using it, in the way that these fights have been going with just like huge elements of team fight and mostly just like one or two people that have like a lot of the damage on their team just running around and wiping people
5
out.
seconds
So
remaining.
I don't know. I mean, it is potentially good being able to like control the
5 seconds
position of a
remaining.
character so much with like the toss and the avalanche and the blink, but I don't know. I just haven't seen being very productive. Um, as the next wave of bands come out, failed to mention the Lifesteal and the Ursa band earlier. Those are both carry bands to lock out on the respective sides. I think Evil Geniuses are just kind of afraid of a late game scenario again,
Dire team
where they
ban.
lose like that off of like one or two team fights, which in actuality has just been like team fights on team fights on team fights, just compounding and you extending the game out and letting them farm up. But other than that, we'll see what their next bands are in this next phase as the Centaur band comes out, along with the Jug band. The Jug band coming out first, trying to lock out Evil Geniuses from what can be played as both a late game and kind of early game aggressive
10
safe lane
seconds remaining.
carry, since Blade Fury spin is really good on
5
Jug and does a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
damage. And with the Bramble Maze, as well as like any accompanying support, could be really potent. The response is going to be the ban to the Centaur, though, seeing as Centaur Tiny is a broken combo. Gotta lock that out and prevent it from happening. Surprisingly enough, they didn't go for it either game
Radiant team
either,
ban.
so is there a possibility of a Wind Ranger pick? I've seen Wind Ranger being decent in this. No, Wind Ranger got buffed in the last patch. That's probably why it's been used in like solo queue. So I've just been seeing it in pubs and stuff. But Centaur obviously being a pretty good, decent counter to Wind Ranger. Not as potent nowadays since the return send back damage doesn't scale off strength, but still pretty good. I mean, like basically
10
makes it so you can
seconds
never get
remaining.
focus fired by the Wind Ranger. Um, but what else is it
5
very
seconds
proficient
remaining.
against? I guess a Phantom Lancer, I would say, is a good
Radiant team's turn to pick.
option against it, which a Bat Rider is also a good option against too. Um, someone who gets a lot of hits in fast as the game crashes. Oh my goodness. All right, let's even get back to this. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Damn. Yeah, we'll see if we can get back in this game. Though looks like you do manage to have
Dire
the game
team's turn to
reload
ban.
here. Should be able to get
Dire
into
team ban.
where we
Dire
were
team's
in
turn
the
to pick.
draft, right?
Dire team's turn.
Yeah. All right, let's go
Dire team's
back.
turn to
As we
ban.
get back to the type pick,
Radiant
pass
team
over these
ban.
two bands.
10 seconds remaining.
Come
Radiant team's
on.
turn to ban.
Okay, should be back to where we are. Looks like the Bane pick comes out from KG. Sorry about that slight technical difficulty, but the Bane band comes out from KG. Yeah. Hmm.
Radiant
They
team's
really think
turn
they're
to
gonna
pick.
pick something that requires that lockdown? So King Gaming, a lot of things that pierce spell immunity have been banned just now. So the
Dire
Bane
team's
and
turn
the
to pick.
Bat Rider,
Turn away from
but
this
the Bat Rider
fight.
is more just like a really aggressive laning option. So I don't know about that, but two spell piercing ultimates, single target by the way, locked out on both sides. From the ban phase there, as the Witch Doctor does get picked up. Third game in a row again for Fly on the Witch Doctor. It's been a good choice.
10
I
seconds
think
remaining.
I think it's been both a good choice and a terrible choice. I think
5
he
seconds
hasn't
remaining.
gotten enough death wards and fights to justify it being a decent pick in team fights in a late game scenario, but in the early game, it's a heck of a good pick. The Maledict is super strong, paralyzing cask obviously very strong against a duo offlane setup that is probably going to be that tiny together with someone else. And just really good for like general skirmishes and stuff. Like Death Ward requires you to commit a stun to the Witch Doctor to stop him. So if Fly positions well, it's good in the early game, but I just don't like it in the late game. It just like supports just become increasingly irrelevant towards the late game, unless you're like someone who has good mobility and damage, like Tiny. Um, but other than
Radiant
that, we'll see
team's
what the
turn
next
to pick.
pick comes out here to be, as it is indeed the Troll Warlord. Yeah, that's also another good pick against the Centaur. So potentially, Evil Geniuses just lost the pick that they wanted. Because they banned out the Centaur, which means they expected something like a Troll pick to come out. Or they expected them to pick up a Troll pick. Because you don't ban a Centaur
10 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick.
unless you want to pick up Troll. As the Spectre pick comes out instead. Okay, so EG kind of changing up their dynamic, looking for perhaps a later game scenario here. Definitely a later game though, definitely with the Spectre pick. So Um, the Troll can definitely match a Spectre. I definitely believe that a Troll can match a Spectre. It looks like the Troll will have to go Battle Fury this game though,
10
which
seconds
may be
remaining.
an issue if he goes really aggressive. Like this Doom is a
5 seconds remaining.
pretty good matchup against the Troll, I'd say. Like against Infernal Blade, it's really hard for the Troll to stay in range, but if he does start to wind up on the Doom, then things could get a little hairy. Though the Coddle doesn't have any CC, so they're really relying on the Tiny Room to come and take care of the Doom. I think an early Tiny Room onto the Doom will be really productive as long as he doesn't have Scourging
Radiant
Earth.
team's turn to ban.
But who knows? He might pick it up, he might not. As the next pick comes in for Leshrac, I will note early on here that this can be a mid or offlane pick. Can't immediately assume that it's one or the other, but more dominantly it's been the offlane than the mid lane. Have seen some people play it in the mid lane. I believe in our previous match, which was
10
NIP against
seconds
PSG
remaining.
LGD, I believe. Should have been. But they picked the Leshrac mid, I think, out
5
that game.
seconds remaining.
It was Fada, if I remember correctly. Fada on the Leshrac mid, but pretty good overall. Very good team fight. AoE Split Earth is very good for setup earlier on, since the Avalanche kind of sets up for Split Earth. The CC combo is pretty good in the offlane, I'd say. So really potent combo there. Can be flex mid, but either way, Leshrac has pretty decent split pushing potential now with that Diabolic Edict, which I have yet to see in Evil Genius's lineup. So might be a little more concerning again about
Dire team
what
ban.
happens in the mid game here for Evil Geniuses. If it goes exactly the way it was supposed to last time, then they're gonna get a lead and not be able to take towers unless they kill someone. So that might happen, but King Gaming definitely have a lot more split push per objective pressure here on their team comp with the Troll pick and the Leshrac pick. Next thing in the phase, though, coming to be the bans for the last picks, as the Sven ban comes out from Evil Geniuses.
10
Kind of
seconds
assuming
remaining.
that Sven would be a pretty decent offlane pick, or like a pick overall that could flex around.
5
Like you could have
seconds
Leshrac
remaining.
offlane, Troll Warlord mid, and Sven
Dire
safe
team's
carry,
turn to pick.
or have like Troll safe lane, Sven offlane, and Leshrac mid. So kind of a tri-core that kind of can fit multiple different ways. So it's pretty dangerous to have a Sven in the mix. So good to keep it out, especially with that if he gets the Ags combo as the offlaner. But last ban gonna be out from King Gaming as the Puck. Looks like
10 seconds left. Decided?
hmm,
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, looks like not much else gonna be going on other than the lockdown for the last picks here. Gonna be the mid pick for Evil Geniuses most definitely. In all
Radiant
likelihood,
team's
this is
turn to
probably gonna
pick.
be the mid pick as well. Yep, so gonna be the Leshrac offlane. I think it's more optimal, I think, than most other picks you can make with the tiny, but kind of forces you to stay in that lane, right? So I think the Leshrac will have a hard time. So Leshrac and the tiny have to stay together in the lane if they want to keep fighting or like stay competitive
10
against
seconds
EG's
remaining.
safe lane. So we won't probably won't see the tiny roam.
5
So
seconds
probably
remaining.
just depending upon the coddle for lane support, which is his only option, I guess. So, but if those position fours do roam down, we will see a lot of action. Could potentially go for that level one, I think, together with the Doom Dark Willow Witch Doctor combo. Pretty potent. If they land a Spectral Dagger, the slow should definitely get nab a kill. But we'll see what their mid lane pick is here for Evil Geniuses. Against this Shadow Fiend, obvious counters. Let's think. TA possibly. I don't know how good TA is now, but could potentially be a pick. I've seen it being discussed as like an option against Shadow Fiend. Since Shadow Fiend is running that like tankier build now with the Guardian Greaves into Yasha, Manta, and usually something else. I'm not too sure, but that's usually what comes through in the Shadow Fiend build nowadays. But what goes against that? You could try Pugna. I mean, you need something that a Pangolier potentially. I think a Pangolier might be very good here. Like Pangolier survives laning phase because you can swashbuckle out of raises as long as you play proficiently. And you have Rolling Thunder for team fights, but
Choose your hero.
that's also reasonable. Mirana pick for Sumail here. Pretty confident as Mirana, I think, overall, since probably one of the better Miranas in the world. As he is going to match up against E's Shadow Fiend in the lane. Should be pretty interesting to see how that folds out. Shadow Fiend should have the advantage overall, but Mirana still able to put out a good amount of aggression, especially for Sumail, who is a very aggressive mid player overall. RTZ with that Crimson Immortal there, really expensive by the way. But yeah, looks like the lane assignments are about as we'd expect. Yep, should be 11 on that offlane Leshrac here. Excited to see how this will turn out. In all honesty,
10
I
seconds remaining.
like EG's comp here. I think they have a lot more elements
5
for
seconds remaining.
mid-game pressure with this Mirana. Basically just like having smoke up or like a pseudo smoke up every like minute and a half or whenever Doom is up. So should be pretty good action once Sumail hits level 6. But other than that, we should probably expect the lanes to go pretty evenly, I'd say. I don't expect the Spectre to die to the Lestrak Tiny combo. Nah, actually the Lestrak Tiny combo is pretty potent, so I'd say Fly dies maybe once. If they risk up real bad, Arteezy dies once, but if anything, Fly will be the one to die more often than not in that lane. In the respective lane, King Gaming's off lane or EG's safe. No, EG's off lane to King Gaming's safe lane with the Troll Coddle against the Dark Willow Doom. I have to give the edge out to EG here, I think. I think the Troll is combined together with the Coddle isn't enough to fight off a Doom, especially if that Doom gets a decent like early game Devour on. I don't know if you can still Devour a Satyr. You probably can, yeah. I don't think there's limitations on Devour, but wow, those red eyes on the Dark Willow, that's kind of scary, but yeah. Mm, Mid should go pretty much the way of Shadow Fiend, I believe. I think in overall. But we'll see how this game pans
Prepare
out.
for
Game
battle.
3, so both teams are really looking to clinch out this game for their respective sides. As we see, yep, pretty standard lane assignments on the side of EG. Looks like Kaka and Dark are just going to run down the mid lane, see where they want to opt for first. Lane switch, actually, from KG again, with the Leshrac into the safe lane and the Troll into the off lane, looking to probably get a more favorable matchup. Yeah. We'll see if EG decide to follow up on this swap. I think if they do commit to that swap, it's not bad. I think the original, like the traditional lane assignments, is a better matchup for EG overall. But I don't know how much better it is in this iteration for
30
KG. Like
seconds
I
to
don't know
battle.
how. The Tiny and Leshrac obviously have a lot more kill pressure and could pressure crit and S4 pretty well, especially since the Doom is pretty squishy level 1, doesn't have any armor, and 720 health, so.
Oh, don't mind me. Just a little bit of
Lack of
emotional
armor is probably
business.
the biggest weakness, but the magic burst is the biggest factor for them here. As Kaka could potentially go for the toss here. Gonna be 2v3 here on the boundary runners. Yep, EKG decide to
This
back off
is
as
a
their
snowball fight.
opposite lane decides to go for the boundary run on the opposite side of the map. So it's gonna be an even trade overall. EG not going for their bounty rune and instead looking for potential aggression here. S4 going for a pretty weird play. Oh, okay. Looks like he's devouring the ranged creep to secure it. Then moving into the jungle. Why? Is he just gonna... Okay. Since CGS spited this out, looks like they're gonna... They made the decision to commit to this swap here and not swap back. Could potentially just get the... Which... Okay, so yeah. They could potentially bring crit down after the Doom kind of stabilizes, since Doom is probably the only one allowed to solo in that lane. As we do see pretty good aggression from KG's safe lane here onto RTZ. E is obviously, yeah, gonna have that advantage, so gets a good trade off onto Sumail. Sumail uses his salve, however, to last its overall. Sumail unfortunately not being able to pick up on many as of the immediate situation, but turns around with a bit of aggression to make things a little easier for himself there. 11 did a pretty neat trick on the wave that far back. Is Kaka getting pressure on the crit here? Doesn't have a skill of only has tree toss, so it's on a 20-second cooldown. So fortunately, not gonna be able to take advantage of that. Pretty interesting. You got tree toss. I guess if you're not going for like a gank or anything, then avalanche or toss aren't really important level 1. But I feel like getting either or level 1 to guarantee the combo level 2 is pretty good. But Kaka deciding to be aggressive earlier at level 1 instead of level 2, so see how that pans out for him. He's just continuously eating tangos. Dark's been adjusting pretty well, I think, in this laning phase. I think he's doing well against Fly. I also finally found a use for this Coddle in the lane assignments, pressuring the safe lane. Um, though I don't like it still. Like, you're still gonna die to a gank, right? If anything does happen, if you're not too far back. But, yeah. We'll see if he's corrected his positioning this time around in this game. As the jump from crit onto 11, managed to just pick up that kill. Take a look at the fight recap here, 802 damage in, so should be a big combo. Looks like, yep, the Cursed Crown together with the Bramble Mace locks that down for him. Managing to get the race, probably the race dead with the Inferno Blade was enough damage to burst him down. The Shrek being pretty, I don't know, he's doing pretty well for himself in terms of life total. His Cursed Crown comes down together with the Inferno Blade and the Astera. Okay, so this is the combo they were aiming for as the toss goes down from a Kaka, putting S4 back over to 11. But another kill going to get picked up for this offlane here. Crit being pretty proficient and good coordination from the duo overall. As we take a look at bottom lane again, looks like things are going pretty typically. Wasted Spectral Dagger from the melee instead of the range. Not sure if that was what you wanted to do, but happened nonetheless. Sumail in a bit of a scary position here. Goes the arrow with the Starstorm combo. Managed to get the double hit and respond back with no raise on him. Looks like he might go for the leap to try and pop the salve, but scared of the raise that might come in as a result. So not going to commit to that yet. E probably wants to interrupt the salve, but doesn't want to commit the raise, I guess. So smoke out from crit though. TP's in the mid. No vision from E, so this could potentially be a pretty good gank. We'll see Sumail probably go for that leap straight into the arrow to set up the Cursed Crown Bramble Maze combo, but see how this execution comes out as the ward probably most likely did not spot crit. Smoke pops, however, so crit's gonna back off here, grab this illusion rune, and set an illusion up on the high ground just to scare E for a little bit. Yep, it's kind of microing the illusion. But Kaka's going to notice that the crit illusions are also in his lane as well. Just call that as a Cursed Crown onto Kaka again. Split Earth is going to be there for 11 to kind of dissuade EG's offlane from continuing. Yeah, Dark, wow, managing to find that word up in the river. So lock that down pretty well. As the Maledict, Paralysis, and Cast combo comes out into Old Chicken. Not going to be able to give much follow-up, so the Maledict is going to be all the damage they do in this fight. Whirling Axe is coming off cooldown again thanks to the Chakra magic. As another kill on the off lane. Looks like S4 unfortunately going to be the one to overextend here. As problems mid. Sumail trying to go for the kill on the E, but E manages to squeak out with just a little bit of health there. EG definitely on the back foot here. Mid not going well. I would have expected this. Definitely something you should have expected to happen in lane, but Sumail is a very aggressive player. I think it's a do or die kind of scenario where he wants to win without losing as the Bramble Maze goes out on 11. Constantly finding his offlane as the Split Earth actually manages to stun S4 up. Diabolic Edict going to be there as well. Shadow Realm, for some reason, not going to go off on 11. Could have put him down in a lower life total, but I guess just I think he was in the tree line. Might have been scared of the Split Earth coming out, so not going to commit to that as KG commit to their top shrine here. S4 TPing back and crit, also using a shrine there so that they can continue fighting. So excitement might be happening in the mid. Fly trying to contest Dark here in the river, but they're really just looking for mid pressure, right? As there's not much else that can be done here in their respective lanes. Old Chicken obviously going to have a slight advantage in damage, being the troll, but Spectre still can fight, so not too bad. But oh, I see Kaka going for the toss combo with 11 to pick up another kill. This offlane really going back and forth here, so both sides offlane will definitely have a good amount of gold. Looks like Leshrac is going for that Atos build since he has the double crown. Gonna go for the Mana Boots, I think, first. Yep, as he locks that down. Tiny, looking pretty good. Is going to go for the Tranquil Boots as he gets a ward into the lane to spot them out. Know exactly where they're on the side. Do you get a surprise TP out from Fly? Potentially looking to make a difference in this lane here. But Kaka's ward manages to spot him out. Both members of KG should just play carefully in this situation. But Crit's going to go for the flank as the Curse Crown comes down to 11. 11 going to go for that splitter to stun up S4 as the Diabolic Dita comes down. Good amount of damage on S4 here. The burst going to come out with a toss. The Haunt, though, however, comes in from RTG to pick up that kill and the gold on 11. So pretty good result there as Kaka manages to finish up with his mid laner on the kill to S4, as another Raze manages to pick up the kill on Crit. So 2 for 1 favor of KG there. Fortunately for them, the mid laner managed to rotate, whereas Sumail, who does not have his TP scroll, did not. He probably has it on cooldown, right? Does not have it on cooldown, so mistake there from Sumail possibly, as he does not have the TP scroll available for rotation, opting to save the gold instead for that, as 11 makes a pretty special rotation here, sending Leshrac bottom. The offlaner usually not being able to encounter his teammate's safe laner for a good amount of the game, but the Diabolic Edict doing a really large amount of work here, getting the tower down pretty much within the span of 30 seconds. As KG are able to pick up the first tier 1 tower before 8 minutes. Okay. KG are not messing around this time. Is EG looking for a possible 4-man here up onto the mid laner. Crit looking for a possible jump, but E is going to come out of the tree line safe and sound. So not much else EG can do here. But they're wasting a lot of time. Really not just matching up the lanes here, so... It's like they're looking for like a play on the respective side of the map, but there's nothing happening. As Kaka manages to get the tree avalanche combo out into S4, that's going to burst him down low enough for E to pick him up, but at the cost of his own life, as the Requiem of Souls does come out from E. Attempt to pressure Crit here as he goes down as well. Sumail does have a double damage, but does not have the mana or the leap charges to follow up, as he does get rooted by Old Chicken. Old Chicken does have the movement speed to keep up this chase, and Sumail does not have his boots. Does have a salve, however, so might be able to use it here in the trees, but the Whirling Axes, yep, gonna be able to pick him up with that last damage hit, so... Very bad situation here for EGs. They're continuously losing every early game fight they're committing for. His Chicken also does have Battle Trance. Nope, didn't go for Battle Trance, but his pass level 6, so is able to spring for that one. As they look for a fight in the bottom lane, 11 managing to pick up a kill on S4 as the rest of EG's team collapse on that and go for the return kill into 11, but the damage is already done. A return kill on someone who is overextended is pretty good, so... Yikes, KG with a 6k gold lead at 9 minutes. This is not looking good for EG here. Where's all this gold concentrated? So, Old Chicken, 4,600, 4,700 gold. His respective laner is 1,500 gold behind. Ortizi's 1,500 gold behind. He's kind of stabilized. He kind of caught back up a little bit with that kill with the Haunt. But the return action there from Old Chicken to pick up another kill onto Sumail was huge. So it's a large amount of gold over again. KJ really constantly just fighting again. Didn't manage to spot out, but S4 really just should have been careful. I didn't expect him to try and go for that bounty rune, but didn't pay the respect that KG deserved at this point in the game. So they're going to be able to pick that kill up pretty quickly. As the bottle exchange goes over in favor. Actually, it goes pretty even. Yep. KG picks up the top ones, EG picks up the bottom ones as they're looking to pressure this tier 1 top. Moving to the opposite side of the map as 11, instead opting with Pulse Nova to go mid with Kaka. Kaka sitting on a sentry ward that's his own, so he isn't managed to get spotted out. So the Avalanche Toss combo goes down to Fly, manages to miss the Split Earth combo, unfortunately, as the Haunt comes in. 11 actually going to get picked up first, so pretty good there as the... TP comes out from Kaka to get him to safety. Fortunately, no arrow there from Sumail to secure that kill. As top tier 1 is picked up as expected by Old Chicken. The Troll being pretty proficient in taking out towers, which is really nice. It's really handy for a safe lane carry to be able to have tower pressure. Two different dynamics here, I suppose. The Troll having more global pressure through the split push, and the Spectre having more global pressure through the global Haunt. Haven't seen a Moonlight Shadow yet from Sumail, to be honest with you. Unless they used it to make that rotation, but... Diabolic Dita coming in. No backdoor protection to protect the tower here as 11 uses his Diabolic needs to come in and do as much damage as you can. KG really taking command of this game early on. Not much EG can do except try and go for a pick when they're split off. Yeah, I don't think you can try to team fight against Lishrako's post Nova. Not too sure. If you get a good Terrorize, it's a possibility, or a good Doom. But KG have all their ultis available. And Fly does not have Death Ward yet, so the Bramble Maze comes down to get with an arrow onto Kaka. Not really going to do much other than try to zone them off the tower. Fortify coming in from the Dire to keep their minion wave alive as they tear down this mid-tier 2. Wow, 12 minutes in. KG, super convincing lead they have right now, so Split Earth manages to barely miss Fly. Potentially looking for a fight here as 11 goes to get the Curse Crown on as many people in his team as possible. Trying to use the Diabolic to make a passing hit on the Rax Tower as the root actually comes out on Old Chicken, canceling his teleport. The Requiem of Soul is going to be pump fake there to threaten the turnaround there as S4 looks to pressure the top lane tower. Unfortunately for him, his enemy offlane combo is going to appear there to go for the counter and to stop him pushing as rest of KG look to be farming that top side jungle. If I'm EG, I want to definitely make a play on the bottom side or try to get a pick on this top lane combo or mid. Yeah, so now we have the information on 3 members of KG being mid. You need to try and make a rotation and gank either mid or pressure the top lane combo, which is pretty potent overall and has the opportunity for KG to re-rotate. Yep, back into Roshan. So they're going to go for Roshan here. Pretty good choice, I think, overall. Like, with the Vlads that Trolls picked up, it was pretty telegraphed, I think, that they were going to go for it. Vlad's not really being suitable on any other hero here, as the arrow comes in from Sumail to spot 11 in the pit. But Roshan's going to be pretty much uncontested here, as the Troll manages, or actually, Troll commits the battle trance here for the Roshan kill. So, kind of bursting it down. Feeling a little pressured here from that arrow, so Age's going to get picked up, though, for E instead of Troll Warlord. So, I mean, makes sense. He's going to be the one that's going to be taking advantage of his presence, being closer to people. I think Old Chicken's going to mostly be farming and like being safe relatively, as the Atos out onto S4, combined with that Split Earth combo. Avalanche Toss comes in. That's going to be burst on S4, and he's down. 269 gold go the way of KG. Another kill, unfortunately, as they build up towards that AK gold lead that they have now. What are we doing here, AG? What can we do to get back in this game? Crit's going for a Yules. Not the best choice. I would have gone for a 4-step, but happens. Just looking for that combo to secure things, but RTZ opting for the early Blade Mill instead of the Radiance, realizing that he's not going to have an opportunity to go to the long term in this game. Yeah, KG really pushing on the stat, pushing on the gas pedal here. Looks like the Spectre pick might have been a little too early in the draft, or a little unprepared for what is to happen, as KG look to try and get their first tier 3 tower here. Paralyzing cast coming in with the Maledict on the Kaka. Bramble Maze catches 2, but can't really make a move here as the Moonlight Shadow is on cooldown, so not much of a surprise they can make here. But E does have Aegis, so they can't really go on him, as Old Chicken gets the Curse Crown onto him. Nighttime going to come in as they doom straight away onto 11. Haunt comes in from RTZ. Terrorize on the 3 members of KG as they have to make a quick retreat. The Wisp going to delay EG's advance onto the rest of KG, but that Bramble Maze is going to lock down Kaka. Potentially a turnaround here with the Avalanche, though, and the Requiem of Souls. EG have to retreat here. Fly looking too low to make a stand. E definitely going to be able to pick that kill up. Has his Aegis, so he can play rather aggressively here, as the comeback turnaround from KG is going to put them back in the driver's seat. 9k lead now as they get the pick on the fly. Buy back from 11 to keep the push going as the Atos comes down to S4, combined together with that Split Earth combo. Is going to put him down rather quickly. Pretty much a playback of what happened earlier in the game as RTZ tries to make a stand here with Curse Crown on the Kaka. Going to run away from his teammates so he doesn't stun them as the Paralyzing Cast Maledict hits 3 people on KG, but the Split Earth combo on the fly. Gonna lock down another support from EG. No buybacks on either dead member of EG, so they're gonna have to make a 3v5 stand. RTZ looking to do as much as he can with the dispersion. Aegis coming back up from E though, so he has to walk away. Bramble Maze gonna catch him though in his tracks, so rest of KG are looking very low, except for Dark and E, so the Guardian Greaves gonna remedy that, however. But EG potentially looking for a turnaround here. Might try to fight this as S4 is back out together with Fly. Scorching Earth gonna pull the troll away as they make the jump for the Kaka. Arteezy though in a bit of a bad situation as Spectral Dagger goes off and doesn't take him to safety. Battle Trend's gonna come down from Old Chicken and keep him alive as 11 narrowly keeps his life in that exchange. The Split Earth unfortunately gonna be able to claim Sumail as the Maledict. Probably gonna kill E here if he gets one more hit off the Proc Maledict. Oh, no, he's not going to die. That's so unfortunate as the urn comes out into him. Crit going to try and pick up another kill, but not going to be able to clinch it out as the buybacks from EG are coming in. Sumail going to buy back. S4 unfortunately going to go down again. No casualties from KG there, by the way. No casualties, except for the tiny Kaka dying there, which, I mean, is probably the best case scenario if you want someone to die. Yeah, I don't know what EG are going to do. Their schedule has been pushed way up in terms of like when they need to meet power spikes. Sumail has nothing, doesn't even have a Mjolnir yet. Arteezy has gone for Blade Mail after you farm the jungle for like 15 minutes. Farm jungle lane. KG get too much pressure on the map for Arteezy to farm safely, and surprisingly enough, he hasn't died more than once, which is really nice considering S4's died 9 times. Oh, yeah. Things just getting really bad for EG here. They didn't really win any lane. The lane swap working really well for KG here. Yeah, it's just a case of losing lane syndrome. EG just not being able to execute the laning phase well, and KG taking advantage of that and building up as much of a snowball lead as they can. 15k at this point, pretty big. I think the biggest lead, one of the bigger leads in the series. I think it was like what 7 or 8k when they lost last game. It was like 12k the game before that. Might have been. As KG smoke up looking for a flank onto the members of EG here, possibly looking for some easy farm. Arteezy gonna be the one to escape here as Crit sacrifices his life, being a lookout null. Still has buyback, so we'll be able to retaliate if there is a fight coming up, but Arteezy does have Haunt too, as well as Blade Mail. Just waiting for his TP cooldown. Could have possibly gone out to pick up that wave, but hasn't seen all 5 members of KG yet, so can't really safely go out there to cut the wave. Might have been worth it though, but Arteezy playing on the safe side this game, since the rest of his teammates have opted out of that strategy. But yeah, racks down on the top lane means an easy bottom shrine for KG. Claimed the top shrine earlier as well as the bottom tier 2 tower, so wow. That's how bad this game has been going. There have been stacks here in this jungle that haven't been claimed by EG. Unless they just stacked it. I mean, I mean, it's still like evidence of how like badly this game is going. Everyone is just getting stunned up and locked out. We'll see how this game goes. I'm gonna give it one small technical pause here, real quickly as I take this call. 1 moment. Alright, my apologies for that. We'll get back right into the action here, but we'll take a look. EG are in a very bad situation. Smoke up from KG, looking to rotate onto this bottom tower into Arteezy, who managed to get hit by the Atos. Avalanche Toss Column coming out. He popped his Blade Mail, so he almost kills Kaka, but the follow-up from KG is too much. EG were not prepared to handle Arteezy in that position, so fortunately he's going to go down. Does have buyback, however. Could potentially come into this fight as Terrorize. Does come out on 3 members. Haunt comes out with a buyback immediately, almost on Arteezy. 11 goes down almost immediately. Chicken coming out with a close wisp to the turnaround. Chicken coming in with the burst on S4. He goes down. He goes down pretty quickly as Crit comes into the backline. Gets the surprising pick onto E. Looking for the turnaround as well onto Kaka. Kaka managing to hit a good amount by the dispersion. That Spectral Dagger should be able to pick him up as Dark as the last remaining member of KG in the vicinity. Blinding Light trying to peel them off, but the Curse Ground combined with Paralyzing Cast is going to lock him down. TP from Old Chicken and get on out of there, so probably the worst thing that could happen there. I think a nice buyback from Arteezy to make that turnaround, but the key player there was Crit with his Terrorize. A very good ulti combined with the Bramble Maze, locked 11 in place, who was trying to greed out for the damage with his Diabolic Edict on the tower and wasn't really being too safe with his health total. So a good pick out from EG and a good follow-up on the rest of the fight there by Arteezy with his haunt. So it's a really good showing overall. I like the response from EG there. Still 15k behind though, so they're really gonna have to find some way to get Arteezy this farm, and he still has his Sacred Relic queued up. This man is dead set on getting this. I honestly think he might want to offer something else, but I can't think of what else you might want to go for. Like, what's a good farming item? Mjolnir? Nah, not good. Yeah, he's gonna opt for the hood instead. Still has Radiance queued up in case they decide to get a good game in, but honestly, Blade Mail Hood and then probably maybe Yasha for the movement speed is probably your better choice in this situation. I think perhaps Sage and Yasha might be better. Could also just instead go for the straight Manta, but I don't think you're getting Sacred Relic before this game ends. As KG advancing in for the next tower. Curse Crown on a chicken. He's stuck and he's going to stun 3 members of KG as EG tried to make this fight happen. Death Ward going to go on to Kaka, kills him immediately. Old Chicken on the retreat as he is terrorized. The Spectral Dagger going to on him as EG try to give chase. Gorger from S4 to try and jump on someone else, but the Atos is there. 2 hits of Raze, 3 hits of Raze, and a Split Earth on the S4, and he's gone. He's dead. EG overstepping the bounds a little bit. S4 just being a little too confident, not able to get a Doom off again in this game, as he does have buyback, does have Doom up in 8 seconds, so EG potentially looking for another buyback fight here as the stun comes out with the root. KG gonna use his Requiem of Souls. Arteezy not enough mana or health to be able to push into here as the Will-O-Wisp comes out to zone the rest of EG off from the advance. Will-O-Wisp is gonna go down pretty quickly though as Dark lining up with the Illuminate. Come with the haunt in the backline though, as the Doom does go onto E. Crit also with the backline flank, trying to get onto E, but Arteezy has to get out of that business a little early. E unfortunately not going to be able to get picked up as the rest of EG have to back out of that fight. Crit going to commit his buyback in this situation, looking to defend the mid lane racks as Arteezy spamming his Spectral Dagger. Good idea to get that reduced cooldown talent instead of the Desolate damage. Really more useful in this situation, but he's very mana hungry in this situation, so doesn't have another mana for Spectre Daggers. The arrow comes out, almost hits Chicken, but slightly off the mark. Sumail not looking as clean as he should be in this game 3, but the toss avalanche combo goes out on Arteezy. Can they burst him in time? Not going to happen as the Rumble Mace comes out on Akaka. Going to be another casualty again if he does go for this kill, but the Glimmer Cape going to be a save in that scenario. S4 again overstepping his boundaries. The 2-man terrorize onto E and 11 with the Maledict finishing off Kaka. Curse Crown going to go out onto 11, but the Guardian's Greaves going to keep him safe. Didn't pop Guardian's Greaves earlier to save your buddy? Okay. I mean, Maledict doesn't let you heal, right? No, Maledict does let you heal, so why didn't you use Guardian Greaves earlier? Was it on cooldown? Who knows, but yeah. A slight misstep. Kaka going to be the one to take the fall there, as EG potentially looking to push back into the jungle. KG, however, gonna probably position for this Roshan. Don't have the wards for it. Dark actually managed to get hit by a Bramble Mace, commit with Spectral Dagger. The Curse Ground to come down and isolate him from the rest of his team, but KG are in the area, so they can follow up if they do need to. S4, again, a little far up, as the Holy Locket from E here, opting for the increased magic resistance, as well as the increased health and mana and regen overall. As KG positioning for this Roshan should look pretty guaranteed here unless Crits gets a nice terrorize in, but Old Chicken's the only one in the pit right now. The rest of KG kind of sitting on the high ground. Looks like they aren't ready to commit for that fight yet. Might be missing just a couple of things, but they do have all ultis and no Haunt, no Moonlight Shadow, no Doom, but no Doom here. Doom actually coming back up, so Moonlight Shadow could be wary of that. Looks like they do have a sentry set up in case. No, they do not. Okay, so no sentries up yet, no detection for this Moonlight Shadow. If Sumail gets it up in another second, they should be able to get a good jump out here, right? It's like, what? Why hasn't Sumail been able to use Moonlight Shadow? Have they just had the vision? No, because EG have the vision now, but KG are gonna make the advance up into the high ground now. Pretty quick there to cut off the vision for EG. Yeah, they're publicly going for the Roshan here. Kind of just backing out of the pit every now and then to avoid the arrows and such. Probing from EG, but pings to pressure mid again. Yeah, looks like KG, they're going to go for the pressure. on the mid lane and force EG to respond by having to push this wave back out. And while someone is covering that wave, they're going to try and go for the Roshan here, or they pick on someone in the jungle. Either way, someone is going to be off in a different location from the rest of his team when they commit to this push. But KG really just waiting for someone to go back and defend here, I think, as all three lanes are about to collapse in onto the Rex. Yeah, trying to pressure them, bait them into either committing for a fight here at the wrong timing or going for the split push. RTZ has Haunt, so he should really be going back and defending at this point. Does still have, no, does not have TP up, so he's going to have to rely on Haunt here for the return of the fight. Does he have buyback in case he needs to come back? He does not as the start begins to start. Old Chicken still in the pit. Roshan at about a quarter health. Requiem Soul is pump faked in case fight does happen to start soon, but both sides pretty much just trading off on abilities. Not much else to happen here. Smoke Lane Shadow does come up for Smell. If he does use it now. Nope, unfortunately not going to be able to use it in time. Roche does come down. Old Chicken being the one to claim that Aegis there, as the rest of EG potentially looking to leave. Diffusal Blade out from Chicken, trying to catch Arteezy here. Sentry Ward should be able to spot him out if they have detection. The Moonlight Shadow does come down. The Haunt going to be able to dodge out as Doom comes down on a 3. The big Will-O-Wisp down to 2 members of EG as Fly does manage to use his Glimmer Cape along with that Death Ward to get a good amount of damage here on this fight. Arteezy looking too low though, doesn't have buyback, so that is a dieback here as the Aegis gets popped from Old Chicken. EG trying to do their best to put up a fight, but KG are just too far ahead. That 20k lead really showing itself now in this fight. EG do commit a buyback from Fly, but to no avail. I think this game is going to close out in the next 5 minutes as KG are looking to walk up and end in the next 30 seconds. Walking up to this mid 2-3. Yep, it's unfortunate. Bad stuff happens, but EG really were not prepared for that early game aggression by KG there. Looks like KG had a composition that could both be aggressive early and kind of just offer a late game scenario. Obviously it's not optimal against the Spectre, but EG I think kind of made the mistake of assuming that the game would go to late game after the first 3 picks and made the assumption and devoted their picks into the Sumail, Mirana, and Spectre pick as Sumail gets picked up again. Doesn't really care about his fantasy points, I guess, as Arteezy not going to commit his buyback. No real point at this point in the game. Kind of just going to wait for him to come back up normally. Not really need the buyback to be any pivotal. Do anything pivotal as the 24k net worth lead signals the end of this game. Yep. One last fight we see though coming out. Bramble Maze on to E as Arteezy just walks straight in. Toss from Kaka to put Fly in the middle of it. Bramble Maze though still existing. Old Chicken gonna try and take out S4 as the Split Earth on Arteezy. All members of KG finally collapsing on the carry of EG. Taking him out almost immediately. The buyback, however, comes out though. Fly gonna go down as well. That's a dieback, so he's not coming back in this fight. S4 gonna go down. He doesn't have buyback, so there's 2 members of EG left here as the Ancient just falls. Yeah, EG gonna call it at the end there. Surprising finish for this best of 3 series, but honestly, I expected it in a way. Like the way King Gaming played those 2 games against EG, it was a pretty expected outcome, I'd say. I think the last 2 games really showed that King Gaming were better at playing around the meta picks than EG were. I think EG were really trying to find something that fit their style, which from what I can tell in the series was play aggressive and try to get Arteezy in a good position and let Sumail kind of just try to win the solo lane. But yeah, unfortunately that was not the case. EG also really missing any elements of split push in this composition, committing to that Fly, Witch Doctor, and the crit Dark Willow, all 3 games of this series opting for the team fights on their supports more so than anything else. Yeah, if anything, in this specific game, the biggest disappointment was S4 with how many times he died. S4 and Crit had a good coordination together, but S4 just kept dying so many times that like towards the mid game, it was just too much. Like it's just too much for him. Really good of KG to kind of hide the Leshrac pick till the end. Being able to use that deadly combo together with Tiny as a backup to other potential lane combos that they had, and hit it pretty well too in the draft. So overall, a good series. King Gaming looking like the better of the 2 teams here, but could possibly be another matchup between these 2 teams later in the bracket or the tournament as we go through the elimination rounds and the Evil Geniuses get sent to the losers bracket. But that is it for today. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to continue to support me. I will be continuing this project of covering the Stockholm Majors winners bracket matches as much as I can. Hopefully, getting all the way to the finals if possible, but if not, I just want to get as many as done and try to do the finals as well. See how a best of five treats my voice. After that best of three, which was surprisingly slightly shorter than I expected to be, but still pretty good. Uh, I'm I'm in good condition, I think, to do another one. So appreciate you guys watching again. As always, we'll see you next time. Peace.